Hi, my name is Neely Hallerman, and today I'm going to be presenting to you about graphic displays as an alternate way of communicating for children with a diagnosis of autism. I'm going to start by going to a PowerPoint that I created to help share with you a little bit of my knowledge about graphic displays. So graphic displays are really helpful to children who may be more visual learners. And we know that a lot of children with autism do tend to be more visual learners. They have a hard time sometimes speaking, initiating conversation, demanding, requesting, things like that. So graphic displays are helpful for them. Number one, it can be a cue for them for what to say. As well, if they really do have a hard time with speaking, they can show us graphics to communicate their wants and needs. It also is a great way to help them interpret the world around them or what's being communicated to them. So if I'm communicating to a child with autism, I can use graphic displays to help them make more sense of what I'm saying. It was introduced in the 1980s, and again, it uses graphic symbols to communicate. It's used for many reasons. Visual schedules, helping with transitions. I use a lot of first-then statements and use visual displays for that. Step-by-step task instructions, expressive communication, making choices. And also there's been a lot of use with graphic displays in helping children with reading comprehension so they can progress in school. They're easy to interpret. They can be cumbersome, that's a con, but they're really good for all learners, even typically developing children. This is one that I use with a client who has a hard time sometimes just talking with his family at the end of the day about what he did today. So we have a laminated piece of paper of this, and that just gives him some prompts to remember some of the activities that he may have done that day. He can look at this and say, oh yeah, I did play Hot Wheels, and talk about it with his family. We use it a lot for scheduling. It is so helpful for children to see what's expected in their day. A lot of children who don't know what's coming up next have anxiety and therefore either maladaptive behavior or increased transition times. And last year I worked in a school and we used graphic displays with many students, and I found it to be extremely effective to help them get through their activities in the day. Another way one might use a schedule is this could be laminated, and you would use a dry erase marker to check off what's all done. Again, it gives them some concreteness to what's expected. First, we'll clean up, but then we get to do table work. They know what's coming next. Another great use for graphic displays is step-by-step instructions. Basic tasks can be hard for children with autism. By having these taped to the mirror in the bathroom or other instructions throughout the house or classroom, they can go, they can look, they know what's expected, and they can go step-by-step with each task. Here's an example of first thens. I have a little smaller one that's laminated with Velcro, and we'll tear off the little symbols. First, we'll play trains, and then we'll have a game. And we tear it off, stick it there, and we can, have this on one piece of paper and carry it around with us to help communicate with the kids. Here's another way that we use schedules. And last, I wanted to discuss the way it is so helpful for children with autism in their reading comprehension. I did a little bit of a research project on this last year, and this is an example of what I did. But Zachas, Browder, Algrim Dozell, and Hefner in 2013 showed how graphic displays were really helpful for 3 students with autism answer comprehension questions on social studies passages. They were also able to generalize this to other passages that they had not been trained on, again, reinforcing the visual learning that many children with autism prefer or tend to gravitate towards. This is really easy to make in a program called Board Maker. You just type in the words and it pops up a little graphic right over it, and it's super useful in helping these children be more successful in their school tasks. So again, that's what I know about graphic displays. I use them all the time. I used them all the time last year in schools, and I use them constantly with my clients currently. It's a great way to help them navigate their day and with communication.